This is going to be episode 3 of our Bible prophecy study. So jumping right into it, we're going to go to Micah 5 verse 2. But as for you, Bethlehem Ephrathah, too little to be among the clans of Judah, from you one will go forth for me to be the ruler in Israel. His goings forth are from everlasting, from the ancient days. Now, although I love the LSB, the interlinear says that whose goings forth are from old, from everlasting. And I think that matches the passage a little better. Now, who could possibly match this prophecy? Well, if we read Matthew 2 verse 1, we know that Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea. We have objectively the most important person that has ever lived. Everyone knows who Jesus is. I mean, whether you like him or not, which I pray that you will get to one day, Jesus is like objectively the most important person of all time, born out of Bethlehem. But his goings are also from everlasting. I mean, if we read John verses 1 to 3, all things came into being through him, and apart from him, nothing came into being that has come into being. So he is the word that has always existed. Now the incarnation took place in Bethlehem, which also lines up with another prophecy that the Messiah, Mashiach, would come from the Davidic lineage. So we see the prophecy being established in Micah 5. Now the book of prophet Micah was written between 700 to 750 years apart from Matthew. And yet this prophecy does not match with anyone else in history. Jews, in fact, are still waiting because of course they don't accept Jesus as Mashiach. They're like, he's gonna come someday, he's gonna be from Bethlehem, and they still can't see that he came already. But the timeline, and the reason why I like to point out how far away these prophecies are from being made to being fulfilled, is that again, there are a lot of false preachers. They just make up nonsense. They pull the Bible out of context. And they say all these silly, ridiculous, stupid, false prophecies. Like when there was a lunar eclipse, they're like, well, the end times are gonna come during the lunar eclipse. Yeah, that's nowhere even hinted at in the Bible. It takes a lot of effort to take these verses out of context and apply them to fit a narrative that you want them to fit, because these modern prophecies are so exciting, but they're also fake because these false preachers don't know how to read. They don't have any reading comprehension. And I think this actually hurts one of the biggest and most amazing aspects about the Bible, which is prophecy. The reason why these prophecies stand out so much is because they are hundreds and hundreds and even thousands of years in the making. They're also very specific, and they all end up lining up and pointing towards Jesus as Messiah, as Mashiach. So that's what makes them unique, because ordinary humans, we don't even know what we're gonna do tomorrow, let alone 700 to 750 years into the future. But you have all these false prophets, preachers, they're like, they see a cloud in the sky, they're like, well, the end is coming tomorrow, despite the fact that Jesus says no one will know the day or the hour. So again, the reason why I like to point this out and I go on mini rant is because prophecy is so specific and it serves a purpose, and it's not really meant to be ultra confusing. Some prophecies, I admit, are a bit confusing to understand, but for the most part they are very specific. They are very in line with God's plan, and if you read these verses in context, you can understand what they are all pointing towards, which is Yeshua, Jesus. So this was a really quick one. I hope you guys were able to get something out of it. I hope it was fruitful to you. Have a blessed day. Next, we might go back to Daniel for other prophecies.